Guys, my splatter painted Xbox finally overheated! Nah, I'm just joshing you. My Xbox One S really didn't overheat, but I did fool you, didn't I, with that clickbait title? I wanted to make a video today of how my splatter painted Xbox One S has held up over a year's time. And in this video, I'm actually going to be taking it apart and cleaning it up because it hasn't been cleaned since that video that dropped a year ago. So if you happen to like my content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let's just jump into it. My splatter painted Xbox has held up pretty well over time, although the purple that I mixed together is not really purple anymore. It's actually pretty much black. But over the course of a year, it has not given me overheating problems, and I will explain why. Now, one thing that I do want to know is I really do not game on this system anymore. I really just use it for movies, YouTube, and etc. Now, I do keep the system on quite a bit because I use it for background noise for my dog whenever I'm going to work or if I go hang out with a friend or something. I usually keep it on YouTube to have background noise for my dog. But like I said, for the most part, I have not had any overheating issues whatsoever. So let's get into the breakdown of the console. So for the most part, you can tell that the splatter painting has lasted over time. There are some areas where it is pretty thick and that just sucks because I could have did a better job. But other than that, it still looks pretty fresh and pretty good. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take it apart and then we're going to clean it up and then put it all back together. I'm also going to go into why it did not overheat. Now, I already took the bottom piece off, which is the first piece that you want to get off, and mainly because this part right here I had broken over time. I used to clean this thing quite often, but over time I kept breaking this piece, so it's pretty much all bent up and broken. So I just went ahead and took off the bottom piece anyways. So now what you want to do is flip it over, make sure it's on something soft so that way you don't scratch the top. And once you flip it over, you will see these green Torx 10 bits. There are 6 of them. You will take them all out, and from there you should be able to pop the top off. That's what she said. Okay, so from here, once you take out all the bits, all you have to do is flip it back over, go from one corner at the back, and just slowly lift up. Now on the inside, you can see that there's really no paint on the holes for the exhaust of the fan, which is why my Xbox One S never overheated. You can see that there is some splatter paint, you know, here and there, but it's not really covering up the holes. But after you have that off, this little metal shrouding just pops off like that, and boom. This system isn't too bad for not cleaning it up within a year. There's not a lot of dirt in here as far as I can see, other than the fan piece right there, which we will clean up. All right, so from here, what we're going to start with is the disk drive. We're going to go ahead and take that out, and how to take it out is you flip it back over and unscrew the Torx 10 bits again. They will be silver this time. If I remember correctly, it should be just these two to get the disk drive out. I totally forgot that in order to go for the disk drive first, you have to go for the hard drive first because the hard drive sits on top of the wires for the disk drive. I just had to do one screw, and from here there's a SATA cable right here. You just unplug it like so, and then there's another cable right here. You unplug that one and the hard drive comes out. Now from there you can unplug the disk drive right here on the motherboard. Should be another SATA cable right about here, and it comes out. Now what I can see so far is that the motherboard looks pretty clean. There's not a lot of dust buildup in here, so that's pretty good. Next, we're gonna shoot for the power supply, which is back here. I already took the screws out, so it should just come out. Now this power supply does have a clip on the side, which is pretty hard to get to, but it's not impossible. I got to it and away it went. So after removing all this stuff, this board doesn't look half bad. The only problem that I see is the fan, which the fan does collect a lot of dust. Now what I'm going for is just the fan itself. I'm not going for the processor or the X clamp or anything like that. So what I did was pry this up very gently. You don't want to mess up the heat sink that's on there, and from there, you can unplug it from the board like so, and I got the fan out. Previously, you saw there was a ring around it, basically a dust ring. You can still kind of see it in here, but without taking it apart, all I did was get an alcoholic wipe and wipe it down just a bit and then blow it out, and that was what I wanted. So we're gonna move that out of the way and focus on the fan. The fan is clearly dirty as hell. You can see all the dirt. You can even see my fingerprints. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this up. All I'm gonna use is a paper towel, and we're just gonna slowly wipe up all this dirt. And by the way, the music that is playing in the background is mine. I'm working on an album, so if you like it, just make sure to find my Spotify, which I will leave a link in the description below to my Spotify. One thing that I will do is get a cotton ball with some alcohol in it and get into all the rough spots that I can't get into with a normal towel or anything like that. And just like that, the fan looks like it's brand new. It's not dirty anymore and ready to be put back in. Whenever you put these things back in, you always want to plug them in first. It is a lot more simple to take out the full board and then do this, but for me, I'm doing it the other way. Now that I got it clipped in, just prop this back in there like that on this side first, and then go on the other side, and boom. All right, so now we will start piecing this thing back together. And we have everything back into place. Everything is clean and clear and under control, like proactive. Once those are all set, make sure that you have all the screws where they need to go and simply just tighten it down. And there you have it. My splatter painted Xbox is not overheated. It's still fine. All I did was clean it up. Now, what inspired me to make this video was a comment that was made a few months ago on my splatter painting Xbox video that was also made a year ago. The comment said that the video was recommended after watching a TikTok video of somebody's Xbox basically overheating after they painted it. And I can tell you right now that that definitely was not me. However, if you do go on TikTok and you search up splatter painted Xboxes, you will find amazing artists who've done amazing work that are far better than what I have. If you happen to like my content, like I said in the beginning, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.